The weather causing major chaos over in League One, but still Portsmouth and Peterborough are in the automatic spots. What's going to go on this weekend? We're going to take a little look next. That's right, folks. Bounce game, another prediction video today. We look forward to match number 30, I believe, over in League One. And we'll get to that in a second. If you're new, where you been? Smash your subscribe button, bang the old things. League One related, Blackburn Rose related. Whoa, super related. Oh, here, boys. In a busy week. That's right, of course, the games keep on coming. Of course, they do keep on coming in League One, of course, with a jam-packed fixture this coming weekend. Of course, it is FA Cup weekend, but there is a lot of games to be had over in League One. So we'll take a look at it, all of it in a second. Of course, big shout out to my VIPs. They are the patrons, you know who you are. And again, if you're new, make sure you smash the old subscribe. Your one-stop shop for League One continues here, of course. So let's take a look at what we're talking about here. Of course, these are the results from the games that did take place this past weekend. And of course, there was only a handful of them. What we've got looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a bunch of them. Anyways, take a look at that. Bristol Rovers against Blackpool. 2-1 win it was for the Tangerines. They're in the mixer there, of course, for playoffs right here, right now. Burton Albion give a 2-0 win over Charlton. They're in a bit of trouble right now, but a free fall, of course. Cheltenham, a town against Carlisle. We'll do that again another day. Exeter and Cambridge was a 0-0 draw. Stevenage Barnsley was postponed. Portsmouth, big 1-0 winners over Fleetwood Town. I want the 2-0 win on that one. Leyton Orient, 1-0 winners over Bolton. I went with the 2-1 win, not too shabby. Lincoln City and Derby County, 0-0 draw in the end. I went with the Derby victory there. Of course, Oxford United, Northampton Town was postponed. Peterborough with a big 2-1 win over Shrewsbury. Just cost a man his job, I believe. Matt Taylor has been sacked. Just read that. And of course, Port Vale, Wickham, no bueno, and Wigan with a 1-0 win over Reading, as I called it. That's, of course, my take on it, guys. What about your thoughts? Of course, make sure you keep on predicting with the Prediction League. But, of course, the table looks something along these lines, so don't read too much into it. It's a little bit like this. We've got Portsmouth top, Peterborough in second spot, then Derby, Bolton, Barnsley, and Oxford at the moment. Going down, we have Fleetwood, Carlisle, Cheltenham, and Reading, of course. It does say Exeter in there, but of course it is Reading. Shrewsbury, Exeter bit in free fall. Port Vale in a bit of trouble as well. Wickham are in that mixer. And of course Charlton. It is very tight from basically Wigan down to Exeter. It's very tight. As for the race for the top, or at least for the race for the playoffs, there's a bit of a gap. I think Blackpool in the discussion, Leyton Orient, Northampton Town, they're, outside looking in. So they really got, I think really between 8th and upwards are in the playoff discussion. In the relegation discussion, there's a bit of gap. But I wouldn't rule out Charlton getting sucked into that, of course. But that's, of course, that. Of course, we are looking forward to the next round of games, which, of course, coming at you this coming weekend with a jam-packed fixture list. Now, of course, there are some games go on this midweek, playing a bit of catch up with some games. Of course, we actually got quite a star-studded fixture list. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 6 games going on this week. Some big ones as well. Of course, Oxford Barnsley is a bit of a big one. Reading, Derby, County, Wickham, Wigan, they're all going on as well. So these are not talking about those. They have been scheduled previously in previous weekends and been postponed or rearranged for whatever reason. We are taking a look at the next supposedly full fixture list, which of course is this match number 30 coming at you this weekend, Saturday, January the 27th. So that's the games that we're looking at. So let's get into it and not waste any more time. And we'll start with actually, where are we? Blackpool against Charlton coming on Saturday, January the 27th. Now, these two sides have played each other 17 times since 2008. 5 wins for Blackpool, 6 for Charlton. We've got 6 draws, of course. The biggest win for the Tangerines, 3-0 win, scoring 22 goals in those 17 games, 1.29 goals a game. Up against the Charlton side, 3-0 win, the biggest, 26 goals scored in 17 matches, 1.53 goals a game at the moment. Meanwhile, Charlton on 8% form right now. Absolutely horrendous form. 16th of the table with 30 points on the board. Haven't won in the last 11 games. Blackpool, though, 75% form for them. Just 1 defeat of the last 6. They are in 8th with 45 points on the board as well. Last round between these two sides over at Bloomfield Road, it was a 1-0 win for Charlton. That was in League One back in October 2020. The odds on this one has 11-8 on is your Blackpool, 7-2 is your Charlton, 14-5 is, of course, the draw here. It's going to be a victory for Blackpool. I think Charlton have got to be in a situation where they've got to readdress their management. And, of course, I think Appleton is going to be out on its ear. Bristol Rovers taking on Oxford United. That's also coming at you this coming Saturday. Now, these two sides have played each other 32 times since year 2002. Got 13 wins for Bristol Rovers, 12 for Oxford, 7 draws. Of course, the biggest win for Bristol Rovers, 3-0 win, scoring 40 goals in 32 games, 1.25 goals a game on average. Oxford, though, 6-1 win, the biggest, 42 goals scored in 32 matches, 1.31 goals a game as well. Oxford, though, 50% form for them right now, winning 3 and losing 3 of the last 6. They are 6th in the table with 49 points on the board. Up against the Bristol Rovers side, 25% form for them without a win in the last 5. They are 12th with 34 points on the board as well. Last round, over at Bristol, it was a 1-0 win for for Rovers back on the 13th of August 2022. Of course, but the odds here we have Bristol Rovers 8-5 for the victory. 8-5 is also for Oxford United, and 12-5 is the draw. So the bookies have it quite even pegging. So do I. 1-1 draw in the end. Cambridge United up against Burton Albion coming at you over in Cambridge. Now these two sides played each other 18 times, 2005. We got 7 wins a piece and 4 draws, of course. Biggest win for Cambridge, 3-0 win, scoring 32 goals in 18 matches, 1.78 goals a game on average. Burton, though, 3-1 win, the biggest, scoring 29 goals in 18 matches, 1.61 goals a game, heading into this one as well. Burton on 42% form for them right now, 2 wins of the last 6. They are 15th for the table with 31 points on the board. Up against the Cambridge side, 42% form for them, also 2 wins of the last 6 games, 14th in the table with 31 points right now. Last round over at Cambridge was a 4-3 win for Cambridge, back in match number 6, of course, in the 2022-2023 season that was in League One. The odds, though, we have Cambridge even steams for the victory, 13-5 is Burton, 5-2 is, of course, your draw. I'm back in Cambridge with a squeaky 1-0 win, enough to get the 3 points, and again, move the chains. Carlisle should be back in action up against Bolton this coming weekend. Played each other 5 times, 2013, 3 wins to Carlisle, 1 for Bolton, 1 draw, and of course, biggest win for Carlisle, 3-1 win, scoring 10 goals in those 5 games, 2 goals a game on average. Bolton, though, 1-0 win, the biggest, scoring 6 goals in total, 1.20 goals a game on average. Bolton, of course, on to 58% form for them right now, back-to-back defeats. They've dropped down to 4th right now, 51 points on the board. Up against Carlisle side, just 1 win in 6, 25% form for them right now. They're on 23rd in the table with just 20 points all season long. Now, these two sides did play each other last time in competitive action. It was a 3-3 draw back in Boxing Day 2020 that was in League 2. Of course, a 6-goal thriller indeed. The odds, though, for this one, 7-2 is your Carlisle, 11-8 on is your Bolton, 14-5 is the draw. Bolton back to winning ways, 2-1 win for them, back in the mixer as well for the automatic spots. Also in that race for those automatic spots, it's Derby up against the Cheltenham side. Now these two sides have played each other 3 times since 2023. 2 wins for Derby, nothing for Cheltenham, 1 draw, of course. Biggest win for the Rams here, 2-0 win, scoring 6 goals in total. That's 2 goals a game on average. Cheltenham, though, no wins so far, 3 goals scored in 3 games. That's a goal a game on average. Cheltenham, though, good, doing all right. 58% form for them right now, just 1 defeat the last 5. They are 22nd in the table with 23 points on the board. Up against the Derby side, 58% form for them right now, winning 3 of the last 6 games. They are 3rd, 53 points on the board right now. Last time around, over at Pride Park, it was a 2-0 win for Derby back on 28th of February 2023. But the odds right here right now, Derby, your stone cold favours here, 10-3 on for the victory, 8-1 is your Cheltenham, and 9-2 is, of course, the draw here. Going to back the Rams here, 2-0 win for them, moving up the ladder, and, of course, putting a bit of pressure on the top 2. Barnsley up against Exeter City, of course, also coming at you this coming weekend, and over at Oakwell. Now, these two sides have played each other 3 times since 2022. Got 1 for Barnsley, 2 for Exeter, 0 draws, of course. The biggest win for Barnsley, 1-0 win, scoring 2 goals in total, of course, of those 3 games, 0.67 goals a game on average. Exeter, 3-1 win, their biggest, scoring 5 goals in those 3 games combined, 1.67 goals a game on average. Exeter under Gary Cowdwell, 50% form for them right now, 1-2, lost 2, and drawn 2. They are 20th in the table, up against the Barnsley side, who are unbeaten in at least the last 8 games, of course, unbeaten the last 9 home games. 83% form for them right now. They are 5th in the table with 49 points on the board. Last time around, over in Barnsley, it was a 2-0 win for Exeter. That was, of course, in League 1 back in October 2022. The odds here, 8-15-8 on is your Barnsley, 10-3 is the draw, 9-2 is, of course, your away win here. We're going to back Barnsley here, 3-1 win for them. They're cooking. Exeter are sinking like a stone. Next up, we have Reading. They are in action against Leyton Orient at the Matchday. Now, these two sides played each other just the one time in 2023. It was a win for Leyton Orient. In fact, it was a 2-1 win. Of course, I'm talking about that shortly. Of course, Leyton Orient on 75% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5, 3 wins on the bounce. They are 9th for the table with 38 points on the board. Up against the Reading side, who are 21st on paper, 23rd on the table, 50% form for them right now. 1-2 lost 2 and drawn 2. However, back-to-back defeats heading into this one. The one and only match between these two sides was the reverse fixture back in October 2023. That was at Brisbane Road. Of course, the odds right here right now, we've got what we've got going on. We've got Reading 70-10 for the victory, 6-4 is your Orient, and 12-5 is the draw. Orient are cooking right now. I think they'll get something out of this game. 1-1 draw over the Matchday, and we'll see if we're right or if I'm wrong. Lincoln against Peterborough, coming at you at the Sincil Bank. Now, these two sides have played each other 14 times, 2005. We've got 4 wins for Lincoln, 6 for Peterborough, 4 draws, of course. The biggest win for Lincoln, 4-2 win, scoring 16 goals in 14 matches, 1.14 goals a game. Peterborough, though, 4-0 win the biggest, scoring 27 goals in 14 matches, 1.93 goals a game. The Posh, 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat of the last 6. They are 2nd with 55 points on the board, because the Lincoln side, back-to-back games unbeaten. However, however, winless in the last 9 games. They're 11th in the table with 34 points on the board. Last time around, over at Lincoln, it was a 3-0 win for Peterborough back in March 2023. The odds, though, for Lincoln, 16-5 for the victory, 5-4 on is your Peterborough, 11-4 is your draw. The Posh are going to win this one as well, 2-0 win to put the pressure on Pompey, of course. Northampton Town up against now managerless Shrewsbury. That's, of course, as Matty Taylor has just been binned off 19 times. These two sides have played each other since 2004. 7 wins apiece and 5 draws, of course. Northampton, 4-2, win the biggest, scoring 24 goals in 19 matches, 1.26 goals a game. Shrewsbury, though, 7-2, win the biggest, scoring 29 goals in those 19 matches, 1.53 goals a game. 5 defeats to the last 6, though, have cost the man his job. Of course, 17% form for Shrewsbury, 19th for the table with 30 points on the board. Up against the Northampton Town side, who just rewarded John Brady with a new contract this week. 67% form for them right now, just 1 defeat of the last 6. They are cooking and bubbling, and maybe even, if they can get the results going, they might even sneak into that playoff discussion. Anyway, these two sides played each other last time around at the Sixfields. It was a 1-0 win for Northampton back in April 2021. That was in League One. Of course, Northampton 11-8 on for the victory, 4-1 is your Shrews, and 5-2 is, of course, the draw here. Back in Northampton Town to get those 3 points, which is another 3 points closer to that top 6. Port Vale up against Pompey in the battle of the Ports, of course. Locking horns at Vale Park, played each other 15 times since 1994. 5 wins Port Vale, 7 wins Portsmouth, and 3 draws, of course. The biggest win for Vale, 2-0 win, scoring 13 goals in 15 matches, 0.87 goals a game. Up against Portsmouth, 4-0 win, the biggest, scoring 21 goals in 15 matches, 1.40 goals a game heading into this one. Portsmouth, though, 2 wins of the last 6, 42% form for them right now, top of the table with just 56 on the points right now. Port Vale down to 18th, 30 points on the board, just 1 win in 6 for Port Vale heading into this one. Last time around, over at Vale Park, it was a 1-0 win for Pompey back in August 2022. Of course, now these two sides, bookies odds, we got Port Vale 12-5 for the victory, 11-10 is your Portsmouth, 12-5 is, of course, the draw. 2-0 win for Pompey here, maintaining the top of the league status, keeping Peterborough and the like at bay. Wigan Athletic up against Stevenage, of course, coming at the DW. Now, these two sides will lock horns for the second time in 2023. Of course, since 2023, nothing for Wigan, 1 for Stevenage, and 0 draws, of course. Wigan, of course, coming at 50% form for them right now, 1-2 lost to and drawn to, according to their form book, 13th for the table with 31 points on the board. Up against the Stevenage, of course, 42% form for them right now, 2 wins of the last 6 games. They are 7th in the table with 46 points on the board. Now, these two sides did lock horns earlier in the campaign. Back in October, it was a 1-0 win for Stevenage. But the bookies odds for this one, we do have Wigan 2-1 for the victory, 5-4 is your Stevenage, 5-2 is your draw here. And I think I'm siding with the draw here. That's right. I'm going to go down the middle. I think Wigan can be tricky. Of course, Stevenage are a bit bumpy at the moment, but I think that will be a even sort of match, none the same. And then wrapping up, it'll be Wickham, it will be Fleetwood Town, coming at you at Adams Park. Now, these two sides have played each other 16 times, 2011, 7 wins for Wickham, 3 for Fleetwood, 6 draws, of course. Now, the biggest win for Wickham, 4-1 win, scoring 23 goals in 16 matches, 1.44 goals a game. Fleetwood, though, on the flip side, 2-0 win, the biggest, 15 goals scored in those 16 games, 0.94 goals a game. They're coming at you, 8% form, though, for Fleetwood right now. They are rock bottom, and they look like they're lost at sea. They've already changed their manager, I think, twice. They have Scotty Brown, then they have somebody else, and then now they have Charlie Adam. Along those lines. Meanwhile, Wickham coming at you, of course, 58% form for them right now, unbeaten in the last 5, of course, starting to get a bit of form under Matt Bloomfield. Last time around, these two sides played each other. There was a 2-0 win for Wickham back in March 2023, but the odds right here right now, we have Wickham 11-8 on for the victory, 4-1 is your Fleetwood, 5-2 is, of course, the draw here. Wickham will win this one comfortably, well, at least enough in the bank, 1-0 win to take over. Of course, big 3-pointers, none the same. That's, of course, my take on it, and if I'm right, this is what the table will look like. It'll be Pompey, it'll be Peterborough, Derby, Bolton, Barnsley, and then Oxford going down, Exeter, Cheltenham, Carlisle, Fleetwood, or something along those lines. Of course, that's, of course, my take. Let me know your take, of course, with the links in the old prediction league. They're still going, and we'll keep on going. Hopefully, bring you back up to date next time around. But until then, I'll see you soon, guys and gals, for the next one.